and gentlemen, welcome to the opposite. My name is YADO and I will guide you through this episode. Right behind me, like you can see what's happening. The possibility to burn down is very big in whole crypto space. Kindly like it can go up, it's also very possible to go down all the way. Today I want to show you how to be safe about it, to not be burnt down by some scam RugPulled, to be proved at least by your own. To see, okay, well, this is trustful ones, this is not trustful. I know it's not overall possible to be safe all around, especially when they do an ICO. When there is an ICO, you can't be really safe about. There's just one point, and therefore I'm going to talk with you in this episode. I want to show you how it looks like when you got wrecked, at least, and yeah, when they rug pull the whole project in some very special way. That's what I want to show you. And even though, well, I have a project out there which already did this, I would say let's start with it. So now there you can see this is Zillow. I had a look out before it started, kindly when it were around there. It looked very good. They had everything what's needed, just no locked liquidity, in my opinion. The point was, the locked liquidity was at least not the problem, because they minted some token, and therefore you need to be experienced, pretty much experienced at least, to understand it in reality, how it is about the mint function. At least that's what's happening here at this project. So it was really bad. I would not invest in something, as I did not invest in something like this. At least there I was lucky once, because I didn't saw kindly any problem all over this one. I only was surprised that the price is ranging so sidewalky, at least over this let's say 24 hours, and then it happened. This was very bad. This is not a nice way to do a project, at least, and especially it's not the right way to do some money out of it. Now we're going to talk about how it's the easiest way to be not kicked like this or wrecked. You can see into here security. When there are projects out there that doing some audits, this is the most trustful way to do and go forward. Like you see, I wanted to show you today, there you can see boxmining.com. I will hit the link below this video for you, only to get some knowledge about the companies which doing these audits, and they check up everything what's happening with the smart contract so far, let's say. And the point about it is, when they are audited, you can read out of their articles if they have some mint function, if they have some flow, if they are locked, if they are anything that's matter for you as an investor. And if it's a really, really good project, they do the audit definitely before that. That's the point what I'm saying. And here, this little context I want to read for you. We rank the top 10 performing blockchain security firms, offering services such as smart contract audits, blockchain security analysis, penetration testing, formal verification, and security audits. Security audits are extremely important. This year we are seeing the rise of decentralized finance, a new application of decentralized blockchain technology that is poised to replace the $1 trillion global finance industry. However, recent events such as the D-Force hack have shown us that hackers can exploit weakness in smart contracts and steal money. It's almost like robbing a bank, except in this case the bank is flush with crypto and can't defend itself. In the case with D-Force, the hacker stole 25 million USD. Talk about a good haul. Wow! And with crypto transactions, we know this is not reversible. So keep this in mind when you're investing. Consequently, security solutions tailored to the volatile nature of blockchain technology and its components have started making moves to isolate the neutralize security threats common in the blockchain terrain. In this article, I will highlight and explore the workings of the top companies in the blockchain security niche. It is therefore extremely important for security audits of projects, exchanges, and blockchains to be done. Users must also know what security tests have been performed and if any red flags were raised. That's the important thing. That's what I'm talking about. Haken is one of the main companies that doing the audit so far. Next ones will be QuantStamp, then Trail of Bits, Open Zeppelin, Consensus, Diligence, Certic, Least Authority, PwC, Switzerland, former Chain Security, Slowmist, Runtime Verification, and these are just a part of the companies out there, but when you see they were audited according to these ones, it will be secure and trustful because this costs money and no one really wants to pay that money if he wants to do something, I don't know, rug. Especially because you would know if they have something like this. You would know it according to the audit, to the article. Keep this in mind, it's a pretty matter thing to have this. And next ones, the next point of possibility to be safe. I will show you according to Frog Finance. Frog Finance, we are here in DEX tools. You push these ones, it will shows you up the lock, token and info. When you having a look about blocked liquidity and team lock, no matter what at least how much or so on, the most matter thing is if they do what they say and sell to you, at least by word. So, and here you are able to see there are some locked liquidity, and that's how it looks at least. So there, Frog Finance, Wrapped Ether, there you have the smart contract, Etherscan, Uniswap, DEX. So locked liquidity, Unicrypt certified lock. So for 84% locked, $219,000. And there you even to see how many LP tokens are out of it. 23 point, let's say 24. Total locked LPs, 20. Liquidity locked, there you can see how much, and the most matter thing about it is for how long. You can see here the end date and the time which it will be unlocked at least. So this is amazing, and this is something that needs to happen. When you see something like this and they say it too that they do that, this means of course it's true, and this is trustful. This is a very trustful sign out about. Like I told, you can see it over the audit, you can see it over the locked liquidity. These are two goals that should be done when they want to have a trustful project so far. And now we are going to our next point. This is one way to see it. Right next, like you know, kindly every project writes a Medium article, and when they are early on the run, so far let's say, they need to show up how to do their tokenomics or their distribution, so on, and therefore you can see the max total supply about the P26 finance project, the self-banking P26, one of my last videos. There is an overview about how to be, what will be done. There you see they have some locked tokens, how this will be done, since here you can see farming vault for the marketing fund, development fund, and right next there you can see the smart contract locked via smart contract. So there you can push the button and it will be shown to you how long and how much it will be at least. If this goes similar, it's definitely a right way to do. For there, you exactly, of course, you need to look for what part are they locked for, because the meaning about it is really important. Because if there is farming fault, well, the contract and the number of tokens which are in it must not always be exactly the same. Why? Because if you take the staking plans, first there needs to be more in it, because there are the locked liquidity in the kindly, let's say here in pool 2, 2000 tokens, and plus the tokens which will be locked from the investors to earn this as staking rewards. Even though the same for farming, for marketing, it will be shorter and shorter and shorter. Why? Because they use it for that. And there you can see for how long and how they will be rewarded. Like you can see, reached at 116.6 tokens per month. So there even too the same, and there is it the same. So you can look up there and see and calculate how long they will be locked at least, because till they are empty, it's senseless to be locked so far. Just only for your understanding, and there the right trust has been put in the hands of blockchain. It is the best way to show our intentions to reassure the community and to openly say that the project is rug proof. So like you see, pretty matter, pretty cool. One more time back to Frog Finance. There you see the pooled. This is what you need to see when they say they lock liquidity. What is it for? Mainly it's about there needs to be something to be tradable on the like on Uniswap. If you have the locked liquidity on Uniswap, it will be tradable as long as there is liquidity in the pool so far, like you see, and there needs to be locked pairs, so liquidity pairs. This means pooled ETH for Uniswap and pooled Frog. And for Binance Smart Chain, you know it's BNB paired to, like, let's say would be Frog, at least if we take the same project. So each project needs to be the main coin paired with its own project coins. So this is a pretty meta thing, and as long as you see their liquidity, it's very good tradable. What does that mean? The fee will be lower and the transaction will be more clear. So the price impact will not grow and into high spheres. So let's say the impact will be definitely below the 5%, because why? Everything above is currently crazy to pay. No one should do a transaction with above 5% price impact. These are the main points that needs to be known so far. Hope I gave you some very good information. Now we're going back to our Twitter account, and the last point out of it is that the highest trustful point is to give each project a name and a face. What does that mean? So like you see, many projects out there in the space has no face, so no announced team members or so on. This is not a sign of trust. If you know them, if you can see them, if they are really that far to be in communication over their own face, it's a pretty matter sign of, how should I say, trust. This is one of the most trustful things that you can do, because when you know a phase to a project, it's at the real phase, at least, like a CEO phase or so on, or the developers, and you're able to contact them all over. This is a very good thing about all these projects, at least. This was for me, this was the last point out of it, to see how to be not wrecked, at least over some project. Now back to beauty and the burning house. This is just a thing to be not wrecked and RugPulled, at least. The point is, partly it can definitely happen, at least too, even if you have all over this. Why? Because the project, the most trustful is the audit, like I told, but everything else can be done after the launch. When there is a project which is doing an ICO, you have the chance to, and you know it, you have the chance to jump in very early, and that's it. The locked liquidity can become right next to it or right after, because first of all it needs to be launched, then it can be have some locked liquidity so far. So the points out there are: the first, if you want to be on a pre-sale on an ICO so far, you need to know the audit, you need to know the teams. These two things are the most trustful point out for a pre-sale. If you have an IDO, or if you are already in if the project is already launched, it's a really matter thing to see if they have locked liquidity and for how long it will be locked, at least. That's the main points for you to see. Hope you get some good information out of this, which you can choose for now. If I forgot something, please leave a comment right below this video. I will try to answer as fast and as good as possible. Or if you don't want to be like that official, go to our Telegram group and join us there. Hope you take the look from the opposite. Have a nice day.